Hello guys, today is day one of the Polyglot Gathering. I can't believe I'm saying that. It came so fast. I am so excited. I am currently in a hotel in Vienna. I got in last night, came and checked into my hotel, had some dinner in my hotel, and then just crashed pretty much. I called my family, checked in with them, and then just like passed out. I was so unbelievably tired. But I got some good sleep. I'm feeling good and refreshed today. The plan is to get ready and then I'm gonna head down, have some breakfast here and then go get on a bus, and that's how I'm going to get to the Czech Republic. The conference is in Brno, so that's where I'm heading. And then once I get to Brno, I'm going to take a taxi to get the rest of the way to my hotel. So we're almost to our final destination. Yeah, just getting ready. And then today there's going to be orientation, which I think is gonna be so fun. I'm gonna get all checked in, get my little badge. It's gonna have my languages on it. I want to keep all of my badges so that, because I wanted to go every year. I think that'd be so cool to have that be like an annual thing. Hold on, I need to go wash this. Anyway, what I was saying, I think it would be so cool to make it like an annual thing to go to the Polyglot Gathering. Of course, I need to see how it is. I haven't been there yet, but my guess is I'm going to really like it. But I want to keep my badges and then see how my languages improve and go up. So right now I'm only going to have English native, obviously, and then Russian and Spanish. I debated putting Arabic on there because it's technically at about an A1, but I'm like, I don't want anyone to try to talk to me in Arabic because it has seriously, it's been so long. So I know it'll be really rusty, but I'm hoping that by next year, I'll at least have one more language on there. Japanese, I've been working on Japanese. So I'm hoping that I can get that to a level where I can put that on there. Right now it's at A0 level. I don't know if that's like an official level or not. I don't think it is, but it's just one I've come up with. It means I'm just like at the very beginning, like don't know anything yet. So yeah. A0 for sure. But yeah, hopefully by next year, I think it'd be really cool to be able to at least put like A2. I think that'd be awesome. Hopefully my Spanish will improve too. I'm hoping that that will be at like B1 or B2. Right now it's at A2. And then my Russian is at B1. My Russian, I'm not trying to like improve super quickly right now. I'm kind of trying to like maintain and like slowly make progress. So maybe I'll be at about a B2 by that point. I was doing italki lessons in Russian. I had a really good teacher. I was doing that before we left for Japan. I've kind of got off since then, but I want to start doing those again. And I think if I do those, like my once a week lessons, I'm going to see a lot of improvement in my Russian without having to put in like too much effort. I really feel like where I am lacking in my Russian is the speaking practice. I listen to YouTube videos in Russian like all the time, listen to music in Russian all the time. But I really think I need to like have someone to speak with and to have somebody correct me if I like say things wrong. So yeah, that was going really well. I'm going to keep doing that. Yeah, I am so unbelievably excited for today. I need to just finish getting ready, like I said. So I think what I'm going to do while I'm getting ready is I'm going to just listen to some music in my different languages, just kind of get me like warmed up a bit without overloading my brain. And then depending on how I'm feeling, maybe I'll listen to like a YouTube video in Spanish or Russian. But yeah, that's the plan. So I will catch up with you guys later. I just made it to my hotel. I have to show you guys. I have a balcony. Oh my god. Okay, I'll show you the view. Oh my god. How freaking cool. Can't believe I'm gonna be here for a whole week. Oh my goodness. Holy cow, my hair. It's a little frizzy. It's okay. Okay, just made it to my hotel. Now I am going to walk over to this mall, go get some lunch. I want to get a bigger bag. I just have like this little thing right now and I don't want to bring my whole huge backpack. So I'm gonna see if I can find something kind of in between. And then I want to get some like biker shorts. I'm wearing skirts, and if you know, you know, with chafing, it's not fun. So see if I can find something for that. And then after that, we'll head over and go get checked in to the Polyglot Gathering.
No, they have non-alcoholic.
Polyglots, linguists, travelers, accidental translators of restaurant menus.
Freaking chocolate on my head. That's freaking chocolate on my head. Today's been a good day. I have learned a lot. I think I'm gonna do a separate video where I share like all the insights from the conference. This one's gonna be maybe more like vlog style because I kind of want to have time to gather my thoughts and to present them in a non-rushy way. But tonight I still need to call my kids, call my husband, and do my skincare, get ready for bed, make my plans for tomorrow. So yeah, we're just gonna have a quick little chat. Today I was so tired. I went to bed at 1 last night and it's probably not a good decision on my part. So I ended up coming back and taking a nap, but fun story, I got lost twice. Well, one time I couldn't find the bus stop, which was so stupid. I found it later when I was like going back and forth again. Couldn't find the bus stop, so I ended up having to walk all the way back to my hotel. And then I got lost. Well, not lost. I got off one stop early from my tram. I had to go on a tram and then a bus to get back to my hotel. I missed one tram stop. And I had to like sit and wait for the tram to come back for maybe 15 minutes. Like, okay, it's okay. Like, it's not that bad. I'll just get back on. We're fine. Get back on for that one stop, which I should have just like walked to. I should have done, that was stupid. I should have just walked to it, but I didn't know. Anyway, go and find my bus stop finally. and I get there and the bus isn't going to be there for 20 minutes. So I can either wait 20 minutes or I can walk 18 minutes actually it ended up being about 20 minutes too. So I could either wait 20 minutes and get on the bus and go, or I could walk 20 minutes. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to just sit out here. It's getting late. So although thinking back, I might have just waited because that was a bit of a sketchy walk. And I'm not sure like how safe or not it is here at night, but I don't know. I'm a girl traveling alone, walking in the dark. So yeah, that was not a fun walk home because I was like speed walking the whole time. I've got blisters, which is so fun. But yeah, so basically I am ready to crash. I'm so tired. So tired, but I want to see my cute little kiddos before I go to bed. Make sure they know that their mom is thinking about them. I want to talk to my husband. And then, yeah, I just want to feel like prepped for tomorrow. So that's the plan. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. All right, it is the next day. I had this mineral water in my room when I first got here. They had left it here. I think it's like the complimentary water. Let me see if I can figure out how to open it. What the heck? Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna have some of that because I think I am like severely, no. I abhor sparkling water. I don't know what it is about it. I hate it. It's, I wanted to try this though, but I cannot do it. The first time I had sparkling water like this, just like plain, it's so gross. It was when I was in Russia. We were going to this person's apartment to like go chat with them, and oh my god, we had like rushed because we were late, and I got there and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like so hot. It was winter, but we were in these like big coats, and since we were rushing, I was like all sweaty and yucky, and they were like, do you guys want some water? I was like, oh yeah, thank you. And they give me this big glass of water, and I'm like so thirsty, so I just like take it and like go to take a huge drink of it, and I'm like, like what was that? And I look over at my friend who's American, and she was like, yeah, it's sparkling water. That's like pretty big over here actually. I was like, oh, okay, good to know. And I didn't want to be rude, so I drank it all. But I hate that. I wonder if it's different if you like grow up with it and maybe you like it more. I did not grow up with it and I do not like it. I'm like very wary of water in Europe now, ever since that time when I had it. Because seriously, like it's not just like, oh, it's not my favorite. It's like, I hate it. I hate sparkling water. Anyway, let's get into a more positive note. So today is a new day. I am excited for that. Yesterday was a bit hard. I know I said we were going to get to a positive note, but I'm going to get there. Trust me. So before I do this, I'm going to do this, and it needs to be dry. Yesterday was a little rough. I think I was still a little jet lagged. I was feeling emotional, I think because I was super tired. I got lost twice. I did so much traveling. I have like blisters on my feet. But all that being said, today is going to be better. I'm going to give myself a nice, like, slow morning. I'm going to go downstairs, eat a good breakfast. I feel like I haven't been eating as much, just because I think I've been, like, feeling some anxiety and my stomach's been upset, so I, like, haven't been wanting to put anything in it. But I think that is actually not helping. So try to have a good breakfast. I'm going to have a coffee. I'm going to bring my Pushkin book and keep reading that. And then my husband is really wanting me to go pick up some pepper spray because he's worried about me being out here by myself. So I'm going to go try to find a store that has that. And then after that, I'll head up to the Polyglot Gathering. I got up pretty early today. I think right now, what time is it? It's 7:15. I got up at like 6. I called my husband because it was only like 10 p.m. there. Had a little chat, and then I tried to go back to sleep, but my brain just would not turn off. So I just decided to wake up. It'd be nice to have kind of, like I said, a nice slow morning, doing some skincare, getting some stuff done. I feel like my acne is like going away. I always have acne like on my chin, and I feel like it's actually starting to go away, which is nice. I've been trying to do better with my skincare ever since my son got out of school for summer, because now I have more time in the morning. So it's only been about like a week of doing my skincare more regularly, but I've noticed a difference, which is nice. Something about me, socializing is not really my strong suit. I am an INTJ. If you follow MBTI stuff and know what that means, then you'll understand that I am like, it does not come naturally to me to be good at socializing. And that was one of the things that actually really intimidated me about coming to this conference, is that I knew it was going to be a lot of socializing, and that I was coming without knowing like literally one person. I've actually been really proud of myself. I feel like I've done a decent job at socializing, putting myself out there, talking to people. But it is draining. I feel like I have a very small social battery. And maybe that kind of played into how I was feeling yesterday. But I'm really excited to have this opportunity to practice. And I think that it really has been helping to be able to practice. And it's nice too that we all have like similar interests, because we're all here at this like language learning conference. So that is good. I've been having some really good conversations with people. It's been really interesting. And it's been cool to like get to know people from a whole bunch of different countries. Like I'm talking to people from different countries that I've like never talked to before. Like, meaning I've never talked to somebody from that country. Anyway, I don't know if that made sense. But yeah, basically, I am excited for today. There are some lectures I'm going to attend. There's one in Spanish. I actually might try that one. I have wanted to attend a lecture in a different language other than English, but one that I like understand. I went to one yesterday that was in French, and it said that the slides were going to be in English, so I was like, maybe I'll get something out of it, because like the slides are in English and I don't speak any French. But yeah, I didn't get much from the lecture. By the end, when they were doing the Q&A all in French, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm definitely not going to get anything from this. But it was still cool. I like listening to foreign languages, so it was cool to hear it. I think I would have liked it better if I wasn't so like tired and having kind of a hard day. But still, it was cool. I can now say that I have attended a lecture in a foreign country in a different language, so it's pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna finish my skincare and I'll catch up with you guys later. Today is seriously already feeling so much better. I just had the most peaceful, wonderful breakfast. I got to sit and read Pushkin's poems while I sipped some coffee, had some apple juice, and some yummy European bread. Their bread is so much better than ours. And now I'm just on a little walk. I'm gonna go get some pepper spray, just in case. Help my husband feel better, and myself. So yeah. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Oh my gosh. Oh, part of me wants to get that just for the aesthetic. But I do not have space in my carry-on or probably on my bookshelf. Romantitska. This is the section. Oh my god, this is so cool. Look at that. G'day, Molly. Where is Molly? I know that. I know enough Czech to know what that means. Oh, cool. Láska na ostryži nože, I think. Ooh, I read this one. This was interesting. Kind of liked it, kind of didn't. Bridgerton, Vivoda, yeah, I think is how you say it. I'm not seeing anything in Russian, which, I mean, I'm in the Czech Republic, so checks out. Checks out, it's kind of funny. I didn't mean it like that. Ooh, if I had more space.
Quieren hablar, tengo unas tarjetitas aquí que pueden pedirme, que voy a estar aquí al...
Then for you, awhile, and Luna, congratulations.
Okay, show the world what we are. Polyglot, polyglot.
All right, we are on day 4. 4? 1, 2, 3. Yes. So this is day 4 of the conference. I stayed up way too late again last night. I was at the multilingual concert until like probably 11:40. I should not have stayed that long. And then I still had to call my family and talk to them, which was nice. And then I need to unwind. I feel like I need time at night to unwind and yeah, I couldn't fathom going to bed just yet. So I stayed up really late. I was up till probably 1:30, which was not great. And then when my alarm went off this morning, I was like, there's no way. Because it's not as simple as just like hopping in a car, getting to the conference, and then like just sitting in a lecture. It's like I've got to map out how to get there, which I'm getting better at the route, which is nice. To map out how to get there, and then I'm gonna need to do a bunch of walking, and it's hot. And then I'm being spoken to in multiple languages, which is awesome, but it is a lot more hard to do when you're really tired. So I decided, instead of making it to a couple more lectures and being like so tired and miserable, I'm gonna let myself sleep. I'm gonna wake up, go get a coffee, which I've yet to do, but I'm gonna go do that. Get a coffee and then go enjoy the day at the conference. One thing that's nice is they are gonna put all of the lectures on YouTube. So if I have missed any that I'm wanting to see, I can do that and just like watch them on YouTube. I feel like the coolest part of this conference is coming and networking with so many people from all different parts of the world, and also being able to practice your languages, which I got so much language practice yesterday. Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna map it out for you really quick of how much like speaking practice I got. So let me think. So when I got to the conference yesterday, I attended a lecture in Spanish, and that was really cool. It was really hard for me to understand because the guy was from Argentina, and I realized I haven't heard much like Argentinian Spanish, and it's pretty different than like the Spanish that I'm used to, but it was still a really good lecture. It was really cool. It was about like accent. It was about like accent and identity, which was interesting. Yeah, and then after that, I met up with a friend that I had met earlier in the conference, and we were talking for a little bit, walking over to lunch, and then she was like, hey, do you want to do Spanish instead? I was like, oh, sure. So we start doing Spanish. My Spanish is at an A2 level, so it is a bit of a struggle, but it was really good. So we talked on the way to lunch and the line to lunch in Spanish, and then we sat down with these other girls, and one of them was from Estonia, and she spoke Russian, so then I ended up speaking to her in Russian for pretty much like the whole lunch. And then when we were done with lunch, I went with my friend to to go like wait outside until the next class started. And yeah, so she was like, hey, we should go to the no English zone, go sit on the grass. I was like, okay. Even though my brain at that point was kind of like, oh, okay. I was like, you know what? It's okay. Like, that's what I'm here for. We're gonna do it. So we went to the no English zone in the grass, and we were there for probably at least an hour, and we spoke in Spanish. We spoke in Spanish the whole time, which was kind of crazy, but it was good. It was really good. Good practice. And then we went to, this was so cool, we went to the class that was the musical quiz. So it was like Kahoot style, and they played 30 different like pieces from songs. So 30 different songs and just like little segments from each song. And you had to guess the language. And the first 15 were multiple choice, and then the last 15 were, you had to just like type it in. That was so hard. But it was so cool to hear 30 different languages and music in 30 different languages. Let's see, so there was 180 people. I got 108th, I think, or 103rd, something like that. So not the worst, but not great either, just fine. But my friend got like 12th or 13th, something crazy like that. She was doing so well. Anyway, so we did that. That was a lot of languages, a lot of like straining. And oh my God, I have to tell you, when the Russian song came on, I could like feel my brain like, oh, like we understand this, we know this one. It was like, oh my gosh, it's so clear. But yeah, so that was super fun. I guess they do that every year. That's definitely one I will try to attend every time I go to the conference. I really hope that I can go every year. We'll have to just kind of see how everything goes. But yeah, so that was really cool. And then I don't know what I was thinking, because my brain was like, and I didn't have much at lunch. I'm such a picky eater. And so I didn't end up eating a ton at the canteen. But I went to a crash course in Mandarin, which was really cool. I love Mandarin. I think it's a really cool language. But I was only able to stay for like half of it before my stomach was just like so empty. Like I was like, I need to get some food in me if like I'm gonna pass out. And then my brain also was like, I need a break. I was telling my mom this last night, and she was like, oh my gosh, we finally did it. We finally got you enough languages. I went and got some lunch, and then it's actually kind of more like dinner. It ended up being more like dinner by that point, actually. No, because I already had lunch. Yeah, I went and got dinner. And then I came back to my hotel, took a little bit of time to like chill, relax. I've got like blisters on my feet, so I gave my feet a break. And then I ended up going to the multilingual concert. That was really cool last night. It was, when they said multilingual concert, I pictured like people from different countries performing, right? It was one guy. He performed for 3 hours straight, standing up, playing the keyboard, and singing, and I don't even know how many languages it ended up being. He sang in so many different languages. And he wasn't even just performing the songs. He would like create mashups, and he would like try to put like polyglot into the song, and like it was insane. He would like do different verses in different languages. And to top it all off, he's blind. So he's playing, singing, interacting with the crowd, hyping people up. They're like, everyone was like dancing. I was the designated sitting with stuff person, because I cannot get out of my head enough to like dance at those things. And part of me wishes that I could, and part of me is like, I am actually good right here. So I don't know. It was still fun. I was able to chat with a couple people. And I was like with people pretty much the whole night, just like hanging out and talking. But it was so loud. And like, he was really, really good. He was a really good singer. But after 3 hours, I was like, my head cannot take any more of this. I need to get out of here. So I came back to the hotel and then called my family. And yeah, it was a very full day, like full load day, but a good day. So like, it was all good stuff. but it was still a lot, which I think is interesting. Like when your hobby is languages, like I feel like a lot of people's hobbies are like relaxing and like, I don't even know. It's just not what you think of with like a hobby with a foreign language, because like it takes a lot mentally to participate in the hobby, which not all the time though. I will say sometimes like if I'm really into a foreign language show, I can watch that to relax. But I will say most of the time it's not super relaxing. There is something that I like doing with language learning that I do feel like is relaxing, and it's writing kanji or writing like the Chinese characters. So like, I mean, it's kind of the same thing, but I mean like writing in China, like learning Chinese, writing the characters, or learning Japanese, writing the characters. I like doing it on my iPad with my pencil, and then I love doing that in the bath. It's just like so relaxing. And sometimes I like having like some nice music on. But other than that, I feel like with language learning, it's not necessarily something you do to like unwind or relax, at least for me. And so it's like, even though it was a super tiring day, it was still like a great day. Like it was super fun. I had a lot of fun. Tomorrow is the last day of the conference, which is crazy to me. I feel like it has gone like so fast. I can't believe it's almost done. So the plan is to finish up the conference, and then I'm going to be heading to Vienna. I'm going to be staying more in the city this time. And then I'm just going to explore Vienna for the day, which I think will be fun. And then I'll be getting on a flight and going home, which is so crazy. I've met so many cool people here. It's been awesome. And like I said, I feel like this event is actually more about like the people than it is about like all of the topics that you can learn about, which like that's still super cool. Like that has been such a cool piece of all of this, and like learning more, being around people. And it's interesting. I feel like the biggest things I'm taking away from this conference aren't actually like learning hacks or like the best way to learn a language or the most efficient way to learn a language. It's like mindsets around being a hobby language learner, because it's been so interesting to be around people who view language the same way as me. And like for example, I get comments all the time that are like, you should not be studying this many languages right now. You do not speak any of these fluently. Like, you're never going to get fluent, stuff like that all the time, because they're mad that I'm studying Arabic, or not Arabic, someday, not yet though. I mean, I have already, but I'll get back to it later. I'm studying Spanish at A2. I'm learning Japanese, A0, just very beginning. And then I am mainly just maintaining Russian at B1. I'm not trying to progress that one too much right now. That's all that I'm doing. There are people here. We have these name tags, and it has like A, and it has all the flags of the languages that you're learning at that are at an A level, B, and C. And people include their A0 things, which I've heard people use A0 here, which I had no idea. I thought that was something that just like, I felt kind of dumb for using it sometimes, because I'm like, I know it's not a real level, but I think actually people use that as like the beginning level, which is cool. Anyway, people will have like 5, 6 languages at an A level, and they'll have like maybe another 5 languages at a B level, and then they'll have like 1 or 2 at C, and then their native language. I talked to somebody actually about this, and I was saying like, it's really cool to see a lot of people studying a ton of languages like at the same time. It's like, because online I always get comments about how I shouldn't study so many languages together. And I was like, but the thing is like, I'm not really trying to like figure out how to like master the language, like all the languages like as quickly as possible, or like the most efficient route to like gaining fluency. Like, I love studying the language. Like, that's what's fun. Like, making progress is fun, but it's not fun when it's like, and it has to be like rapid progress. And so like, unless you're learning a language for something specific and there's like a deadline, then yeah, I can see like getting really intense, trying to figure out like the most efficient way to do it. But like I said, like I really feel like I'm a hobby language learner and I get bored. Like if I try to only do one language, like I have tried that so many times because I think in my brain I've been like, okay, the right way to study a foreign language is to do one, master it, add another one, master it, add another one. That's not the way I like to do it though. And like I said, I get so bored. And so actually I end up getting way more language study in when I have multiple languages I can switch between. And it's interesting too, I went to this one lecture about how to use languages, it's basically like how to use languages below A1. And it was mainly like using it for travel and connecting with people. And so sometimes I'm like, oh, like I need to focus on this language because we have a trip here, or like we want to do a trip here, I need to like focus. But really, to get what I'd need to be able to like function in the country is actually not that much. And so I would rather enjoy my language study instead of trying to like cram. So yeah, I've learned a lot from just meeting like the people and interacting with people who are similar to me, like when it comes to language learning. And it's been really cool. It's been really cool. One thing that people were talking about last night too that I thought was interesting is someone was saying like, oh man, I'm so bad at like guessing people's ages. I always think that they're like younger than they actually are. And someone was saying they were like, yeah, but the thing that's so cool is like nobody cares here. Nobody cares like what age you are, like if you would like naturally be in their friend group, like based off your age. Because like for this hobby, there's no like ideal age to be for this hobby. And like someone was saying, like you could be 70, have not learned like foreign languages until 2 years ago, and then started learning a foreign language, and now you have like a decent grasp of it, and you can still participate in the hobby. Like they're saying how there's certain hobbies that like kind of favor like certain age groups, but language learning is so cool because it's pretty much just like anyone. Like this is kind of crazy. There are a couple kids that are attending the conference. The youngest is like 1 or under 1, and she has 3 languages on her cart. She can't wear it because it drags on the ground. She's so cute. She's so adorable. I've seen her in a couple of the lectures. But she like, her mom speaks one language to her. I think her dad speaks one language to her. And then she has like a nanny that speaks a language to her or something like that. And so she has 3. Like, it's so cool. And then there's also like, I've heard there's an 8-year-old, I think, 7-year-old who's here. And she speaks 7 languages. Like 7. That is, oh my God, that is so cool. Anyway, and there also are like some pretty old people here too that are like having fun, like dancing at the parties, talking with people. Like it's so cool. Like language learning really is like when you get in a room with people who just like love language, it's actually like a pretty accepting group, which I think is really cool. And there have been like, everyone is so friendly. It's been really nice. Like whenever I've been out somewhere, if I'm like around people from the conference, it's really easy to just like strike up a conversation. I really like the like name tags because it has like their name, like your name, where you're from, and the languages and at what levels. And I'm just like, I wish that everyone in my normal life would wear a name tag like that because like that's what I want to talk about when I'm like chatting with people is I want to talk about language. And it would be so much easier if I could just see if there are people who spoke different languages. I feel like it's so hard, and maybe it's just like where I live in the US, but it's so hard to like find people who like 1, speak different languages, and 2, like enjoy like language study. But yeah, so far the conference has been a big success. I have loved being here. I've loved meeting people, practicing my languages, getting like really motivated to do more with my language study when I get home. And I'm excited for today. And then tomorrow is the last day, which is crazy. And overall, it has just been a really good, really positive experience. I talked a lot today. I've almost got through all of my makeup talking this time. I'm gonna finish up and then I will catch up with you guys later.
Je sais,
All right, we are on the last day of the conference. I cannot believe that we're already here. I feel like it's gone by so fast. My plan for today is to finish getting ready, go to breakfast, and then I'm going to go up to the conference. I'm doing a Italian course. I think it's like a crash course. I'm not really sure. The name was all in Italian and I didn't look it up, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So we'll see. And then after that, I'm really excited for the next one. It's a lecture all about Slavic languages, which if you know me, you know that I like love Russian. So I'm really excited. There hasn't really been a ton about Russian here, but I'm hoping that there's more Russian in this lecture. And those ones are both 2-hour blocks. Normally each one is like an hour, but those are longer ones. So that's gonna basically be my morning. And then I'm gonna go to lunch. I wanna try some beer. I haven't tried any beer here, and apparently they have really good beer. So I'm debating if I'm gonna go to the canteen like I normally do. Food's not like amazing. They have beer there. I'm sure the beer is not gonna be amazing though. So maybe I should go somewhere else. There's another like little restaurant over by the university, and so maybe I'll go there and get some beer. Yeah, and then there's gonna be a couple more lectures. There's a multilingual talent show, which is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna go to that. And then it'll be dinner time. Maybe I'll do dinner at the canteen. The canteen is great for like socializing because like most people go there. So maybe I'll go there. And then we have the like ending party or whatever, commencement, something like that tonight. So then we'll go do that. It's really interesting because in the US, I have to have my coffee really sweet. I don't normally like it unless it's like super sweet. And it's interesting because here the coffee's not super sweet, but like I like it a lot better. Like it's not bitter, which I know doesn't really make sense because it's like bitter and sweet, but like I don't know how to explain it other than like it doesn't taste like it's burned, if that makes sense. I've really liked the coffee and the matcha. There's like this machine. I think I put a clip in there, but there's a machine that does matcha in one of the buildings. It's so good. I'm probably gonna get another one today. They have raspberry matcha. So the plan for tomorrow then is going to be to check out of the hotel. I'm gonna get on another bus and I'm gonna go to Vienna. So we're gonna have a day in Vienna. I'm gonna spend the night and then we're gonna wake up, go to the airport and go home. So, well, not all the way home. We're going to fly from Vienna to Amsterdam. That's just like a short flight. And then we're gonna go from Amsterdam to Salt Lake. And then I'm going to stay in a hotel for that night. And then I'll wake up in the morning, get on the bus, and go back home. I was originally supposed to fly into Las Vegas, but it was gonna be a 4-hour layover, a 2-hour flight, and then spending the night anyway, and then getting on a bus to go home. So I only get home like an hour later than I was originally planning if I just miss that flight and stay in Salt Lake. And I think that that is the better call for me because I think I am going to be probably pretty tired. So rather not be miserable. I could get like a good night of sleep. And depending on how I'm feeling, I could maybe do stuff in Salt Lake. I really like Salt Lake. I grew up close to Salt Lake. And so it might be fun to go look around, but we'll see. I may or may not do that. I have been wanting to get Wonder Skin, like the Wonder Skin lip stain and lip liner. And so maybe I'll see if there's a Sephora that I could get to easy enough. Because we don't have Sephora. We have just like a little one in Kohl's where I live. And I think they sell them at Sephora. I need to double check that. I was heavily influenced by Amanda Diaz and the Lapotle one, which I never ended up getting because it was like a limited edition one, I think. Which I don't know why they don't bring it back. It's a really pretty color and like everybody really likes it, I think. And I'm pretty sure that's all because of Amanda, so. I am going to finish up my skincare, do my makeup. I feel like I tell you guys the same thing every day. But yeah, it's kind of fun to sit and have these chats all together before my day starts. It's like a digital diary. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna finish getting ready and then I'll catch up with you guys later.
What's on the page? Comprehensive book. So if I'm reading a book.
A to jen ti potkání někde prostě a já bych měl zase taky důležité. Jinak to prostě bude. Jsi se lekl, rozumíš jako? Tak jsem do toho máš zabrdl, to vůbec nemám, že zabrdíš.
And when the people ask me, Daniele,
Polyglot Gathering 2026 is officially over. I am seriously so glad that I came. It has been such a good experience. I feel like it's been a very stretching experience for me, but in the best way possible. Like, I feel like I've learned so much about myself and about what I'm capable of, and I don't know who I am outside of my roles as a wife and a mother. Seriously, this week, I think I needed to do this. Like, I really feel like I was meant to be here and to experience all of this. Not sure if I've shared this already or not in this video. Maybe I have, I can't remember. But I guess I can just cut it out if I already have. But I grew up in a religion that taught that women should stay at home with their children and that you should marry young, have kids young, have lots of kids. It's like the multiply and replenish the earth type of deal. And so me and my husband ended up getting married really young. We had kids super quickly. We had our first kid. So I was like a week from giving birth on our first anniversary. And then we continued to have kids every other year for 6 years. So we have 3 kids. And as you can imagine, my identity got kind of swallowed up in being a wife and a mother. It felt like there was no space to be anything else or do anything else. And that was really hard. I grew up with a lot of goals, a lot of aspirations, things I wanted to do. And it felt like my life was just over. Like it wasn't mine anymore. And so being able to come here and do something that is like, for me, that is like personal development for me, that's something outside of the realm of like being a wife and a mother, has seriously meant so much. And I feel like I'm finally entering like a new chapter where I'm going to be able to exist as a wife, as a mom, but also just as Logan, which I know that sounds probably a little corny, but like makes me feel a little emotional, honestly, to think about it and to talk about it. But I think that's because it's important to me. Anyway, that was a lot of heavy. Let's talk about the fun stuff for today. I am really excited. So I am going to finish getting ready, and then I packed up most of my stuff last night. I'll just need to finish up packing. I'm going to get checked out, take a taxi to the bus station, and then we're going to get on a bus and go to Vienna. So I'm going to have a day in Vienna. I think that is going to be so fun. This might be a long shot, but I really want to try to find a bookstore that carries Russian books. I've heard that there are some bookstores that will carry books in different languages and like some in Russian, because there are a lot of Russians that live like throughout Europe, obviously. So we're gonna try to do that. I want to try to visit a museum. I think that'll be kind of fun. I'm staying at a different hotel this time. I'm staying more like in the city center. I think that's where it is, but it's like more like in the middle of things. When I was in Vienna at the beginning of my trip, I just stayed at an airport hotel just because I was going to get up and go the next day. So I think that's going to be super fun. I do want to try to find maybe like a cute cafe. I want to go somewhere cool for dinner. Might do a little bit of shopping. I have like hardly any room. So because of that, I couldn't do any checked bags because if you get off, your bags don't get off with you. They keep going to the final destination. And I didn't want to have to deal with figuring that out. So I just did a carry-on, because then it just gets off with me and I can just miss that last part of my flight. So I'm a little short on space, but actually I am glad that I've done just a carry-on, because I think it'll be easier to navigate around. It has been easier to navigate around so far, like when I'm walking with my suitcase. So maybe it was like meant to be so that I didn't have a huge bag with me. I've had so much fun here. I am sad that it's over, but I'm also excited to get back to my life, get back to my kids, my husband. I think that has been something really cool to see with getting out of that, because I haven't really left that like domain of my life since I got married. Like, this is the first time that I have been away from my family for this long. I have done like little weekend trips with my husband like once or twice, but that's the longest I had like been away from my kids. And so I think something cool that I've gotten from this whole experience is to realize, like, not realize, I guess, but just like reaffirm like how lucky I am to have the life that I do and to have the people in my life that I do. Because even though this has been like so fun, I'm really excited and really happy to go home. So I think that's just kind of a cool realization of like reaffirmation that like I am so lucky, and I'm lucky that I have something that I'm excited to get home to. So some exciting news. Last night at the farewell presentation / party thing, they were talking about the Polyglot Conference. That's a different thing. This is Polyglot Gathering, and then there's a Polyglot Conference, and they do one each year. And this year it's in Italy. And that was so crazy to me because all week my husband has just like started studying Italian. I made a video on TikTok and Instagram maybe a week ago. I can't remember, but it was maybe 2 weeks ago. It was about like what language I think you should learn based off your MBTI personality type. And for my husband's, I had said Italian. So my husband speaks Japanese, and he lived in Japan for 2 years. And he struggled with Japanese, not because of like the difficulty of the language, but like what I mean by like struggled is like he had a hard time expressing himself in the language, and that was really hard for him because he is a very expressive person, and he felt really restricted with Japanese. And that was one of the things that got me like thinking about, like, I wonder what if there's like different languages that suit different personalities. So I made that video, and I did it for 4 of the types. I think I want to make more parts. I saw recently somebody commented and was like, we need a part 2. So maybe I'll do some of the other MBTI types for those who are interested in like I guess my opinion, because it's not like scientific or like a fact. It's just like my opinion. But anyway, so for him, I had chosen Italian because Italian is like so expressive. I feel like it's one of those languages that you can just like have fun with because it's not like too difficult and you can pick up on it pretty quickly. And my husband is all about like having fun. Like he's just like a fun person. So that's what I picked for him. And he saw my video, I was telling him about it. And he has decided that he wants to learn Italian. So he started learning Italian this week and he has like loved it. And I went to one lecture yesterday in Italian, which was pretty cool. And then I went to another lecture the other day about like Italian cuisine and how it's like connected to language. And then last night when I was getting to the party, my husband was texting me and he was like, can our next international family vacation be Italy? I really want to go. Like, I think that would be so cool. And I was like, okay, yeah, like that sounds great. And then like in the presentation, they're like, the Polyglot conference is going to be in Italy. And I was like, oh my God, like this feels like it was meant to be. And I had decided too that I wanted to study Italian, but I was going to wait a little bit because I'm doing Spanish and I was worried about the languages mixing. But one thing I've been like thinking about with it actually is I have been like exposed to Spanish, been like studying off and on for like 2 decades. So Spanish is pretty cemented in my brain and I'm not super worried actually about them mixing. I think it would be hard if you hadn't had much exposure to Spanish and you were starting like both at the same time. I actually talked to somebody who did do that and they said it was really hard because you're basically learning the same vocabulary and same concepts at the same time with like minor differences. And so it's hard to keep straight which is which, but I've like known basic Spanish grammar for a long time and I don't really feel like that's going to be an issue. So I think we're going to try to make it work. There are a limited amount of tickets. And so I really hope that me and my husband can get ones. I really hope that me and my husband can get some. I swear, this whole week, I have mainly been talking to people who speak English as a second language. And so of course, like, as with like anybody who speaks a second language, there are sometimes things that like people don't say correctly. And I've caught myself like saying some of them because I've been like around it, which I think is kind of funny, but I think it's been so cool. I know there's some people who are like, oh, people with accents, can't understand people with accents. But when I hear somebody talk to me in an accent, like speak in an accent or with an accent, I'm like, wow, that is so cool that they have like learned another language, like that they've learned like my language. And yeah, it's not a big deal to me. I actually think it's admirable and really cool. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna try to go. So I may be trying to like crash course Italian because I think it'd be really cool to be able to speak it while I'm there. And it's so crazy too. My husband had been doing Italian with our kids a little bit, like having them watch like some shows with him. I think they watched like Phineas and Ferb in Italian, and then they've been like listening to songs. And so I think it'd be cool if our whole family can go this time. And then we want to like have someone come with us so that they can keep an eye on the kids while we're at the conference, and then we can all like hang out at night. And it's crazy too, because my dad has been saying the next place I want to go is Italy. I really want to go to Italy. And his fiance, she's actually from Russia. She goes to Italy like regularly, I think. So she actually already knows the city. So that would also be nice to like go with somebody who knows. Also, there's so many coincidences. One of my cousins is in Italy. I didn't even know she was there. I just saw her post on Facebook. Like there's just all of these like signs pointing to it. And so I think I kind of want to like follow that and see what happens. What time is it? I need to kind of hurry probably. Oh no, I'm good. I can chill. Okay. Makeup. This. Okay. I got a little caught up. I hope you guys don't mind. I'm guessing this video is going to be pretty long. But it's been fun to just like chit chat in the morning while I get ready. So yeah, that's exciting. I would love to like kind of always have some kind of trip, like international trip, like up on the horizon. And so like we had Japan for a while, and then it was the Polyglot Gathering, and this was definitely like pretty close together because it's only been like a month since we got back from Japan. And I think if we do like travel with our whole family, it definitely needs to be longer than a month, because I could really have seen this trip being a nightmare if my kids had come, because I think they are still recovering from all the waiting in line while we were traveling, because you end up doing that a lot, especially if you end up going to a Disney park. You end up doing that a lot too. I've just noticed they've been like extra impatient if we have to wait for something. Like they're just so over waiting. I've been really proud of myself at this gathering as well, because something that I was like so worried about was the socializing aspect. Socializing has always been something that like hasn't come very naturally to me, and it was something I was like a little stressed about because I came not knowing anybody. Like I normally do okay if I have like somebody that I know there that I can just kind of like hang out with and chill with and like not stress. But I came here without knowing anybody, and so I was worried that I was just gonna kind of be like off by myself all week. But I'm proud of myself. I feel like I made a couple friends and like people that I would connect with next year for sure. I also, this is gonna sound so dumb, but I was really proud of myself because there was a DJ last night and there was like dancing, and I actually danced, which I know for a lot of people it's like, well, duh. But for me, like that took a lot to get out of my head enough to be able to do that. I will say the 3 drinks I had did help. Also, another thing that helped that was kind of funny is last night they ended up playing a lot of like Latin music, like some like reggaeton. There was like Bad Bunny. There's also like Shakira. Like they played good music that like I know and that like I can dance to, and that's like, I don't know, it was fun. And like the first party I didn't dance at all. I felt like kind of awkward. I think part of it too is like the music that they were playing. It was really good, but it just like was not my genre, especially for dancing. But like Latin music, I could dance to that like all day. I danced for like probably over an hour. But it was so fun. Like I was like, I am living my best life right now. I am in Europe at a language conference, surrounded by people who love languages. We're like dancing to all of these, like all this music in different languages, and like people are like singing along. Like the DJ kept like cutting out the music so that you could like, so everyone could just like sing like that part. And people like knew the languages. Seriously, I was like, this is my dream. Like I am where I'm supposed to be. And the group of people that have come to this event are so cool. Like they're so accepting. Everybody's so friendly. Everyone just wants to like chat about languages. Like seriously, I think I like found my place. And I'm excited for next year because I don't think I'll have as much like worry going into it, and I'll just be able to kind of have fun like earlier on. Because I will say it did take me a little bit to like settle in and get out of my head. Not just at the party, but like here. There's construction going on behind me. So if you hear loud noises, that's what that is. I think I've chatted your ear off enough. So I'm gonna finish getting ready. And then yeah, I'll talk to you guys in Vienna. Okay, you thought you had gotten rid of me, but I actually need to tell you guys one more thing that I thought was so cool. Not last night, but the night before, I dreamed like completely in Spanish, which is so cool. That took a long time for me to get to the point where I was like dreaming in Russian. It was after I'd lived in Russia for a little bit, but I think because I've been using Spanish so much here, my brain was just like in that mode. So anyway, cool Spanish milestone for me, and I wanted to share it with you guys. Okay, I made it to Vienna. I'm in my hotel room, if you can call it that. It's like so tiny. It's kind of cool actually. It's like fancy but small. I think it was called cramped is what they called it, but my bed, I don't know if you guys can see. It's like this and it faces the window. And that's the whole tour. There is a bathroom, which is good, but it's just like a small bathroom, but it's done like really nicely. Okay, it's been kind of a whirlwind since getting here. I got to my hotel, checked in, and then there were a couple things I was wanting to do and my bus had got delayed. So I got here later than I was planning, and I'm trying also not to like wear myself out because I have a whole day of travel tomorrow. Anyway, I wanted to go to a museum. I went to this really pretty one. It was like a art history museum. I can't pronounce the name. Well, I'm sure I could pronounce it if I saw it written, but I can't remember the name. It's like 15 letters long or something like that in true German fashion. I know I'm in Austria, but it's in German. So anyway. Wow. Do you want to see the view? Holy cow. I like just got back. I didn't even get to really look at my room when I got here. Let's see if it'll, wow. Oh, I was trying to zoom. Let's zoom it. Oh, it's so pretty. Well, that's cool. That's really cool. Okay. Whoa. Guys, we're a little close there for a minute. Okay, yes. So, I got here. I was starving, but I wanted to get to the museum though because the museum closed at 6. And yeah, so I've been just taking taxis while I've been here because I didn't have enough time to try to figure out the public transit system here. I've never been here before. And if I wanted to get everything done that I wanted to get done for the short amount of time that I'm here in Vienna, then I needed to just bite the bullet and spend a little extra money, which sucked, but it's fine. Anyway, okay. So I went to this little like coffee breakfast place around like 4, I want to say. And I had sirniki, which is Russian. It was so good. I have missed those. I haven't had those in like 7 years, something like that. They were so good. They had compote with it, yogurt, honey, or not honey, caramel. It's very good. And then my American was showing because I ordered a lemonade and I didn't like it because it wasn't sweet enough. Yeah. It's okay though. When I lived in Russia, my taste buds like totally shifted. And when I came back home, everything was just like too sweet. So maybe I'll live in Europe at some point and I'll have healthier taste buds. Anyway, yeah, I did that. And then the next order of business was going to the museum. I picked a place right by the museum. So I just like walked over to the museum. The museum was super cool. Again, I didn't have a lot of time, so I wish I could have just like perused that museum and like read all of the plaques for a lot longer, but I'll need to come back again and do like a couple days here. Yeah. Okay. So then my next order of business was that I really wanted to get some Russian books because I've heard that like there's a lot of people from Russia that live here and there may or may not be like Russian, like books in Russian in bookstores. So I was trying to find one. There's one place where it said that they sold international books, so there was a chance. I was like, okay, we'll try it. So I go. It's a Russian bookstore, like only Russian books. I was like so unbelievably happy. I swear I was like a kid in a candy store. I was like, oh my god, like jackpot. So do you want to see what I got? It was this cool store called Babel. Don't know how to say it. I don't know if anybody really knows how to say it. I'm sure somebody does. Maybe I just don't know. Anyway, yeah, so I went to this bookstore. Like I said, I only have a carry-on, so I'm hoping that I'll get everything to fit. Like, these books mean so much to me. Like, I would leave some of my other stuff, like my clothes or whatever, because I can rebuy those if I really, really want to, but I can't rebuy these. So, but I'm going to try to make it fit. I think I'm going to test my, like, what is that game? Tetris. My Tetris skills with my suitcase. So, we'll see. Okay. Got a lot of receipts. Oh, I got this. So, these are the top of the bag, so I'm just going to show you guys right now. But I went to a mall because I was trying to get, there's this sunscreen, which I'll show you. There's this sunscreen that apparently American formulations, well, like American versions don't have this formulation yet, because I guess like our sunscreen mainly protects from like getting sunburned, but this one protects from getting sunburned, and it protects against like wrinkles, because there's different rays of the sun that can like age your skin even if you're not getting burned. I don't know, we'll try it. But I guess people will pay like a ton of money in the US to get it shipped over because they love it. So I'm already here. So I got kind of a lot of them. Like I said, it's gonna be interesting packing. Yeah, so I don't even think that's all of them. Nope. Boom, I got 5. They're not all for me. I got 2 for me, and then I got 1 for my mom and my 2 sisters. That way we can all be wrinkle free and just like have baby skin our whole lives together. 'Cause it's not fun to just have it on your own. I don't know. I'm also really tired, if you can't tell. So sorry. Okay. Oh, and then they had a store there. I got these for my little brother. He's really into like anime, and I thought these were cute, and I think I can just take them out of this package and then they'll be really small. But they're called Bitty Pop, but they're just like really little Funko Pops, which I thought was cute. I could like put them on like his desk or do something fun with them. Okay, now for the Russian book haul. Oh my god. Okay, I have seen these everywhere. I feel like I just had to get one of these because, yeah, this is on like every Russian pin that I pin on Pinterest is this style of book, which I think they're all like biographies. So I thought this one sounded interesting. Or wait. I'm not sure actually. Oh, I was wrong. I thought, so I was trying to kind of look quickly because I had to go to one more place after the bookstore. I thought these were all biographies, but it's actually like a book by this author. So this is Emma. That's cool. I love that. Definitely need to read that at some point. This definitely isn't at my level yet, but I want to have my reading level and like comprehension level for Russian super high. So I want to be able to read stuff like this and like have it be like fun and relaxing and know what's going on in the book. So got that. Also can take really pretty pictures with it. And then got this one, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. This is probably more about the level that I'm at right now. So that's why I got this one. I want to read this through maybe a couple times until I like feel like it's pretty easy, and then I'll be able to move up to a different level of book. So I started reading this in the taxi actually, and I got to page 16, but that sounds impressive, but I mean, that's the that's like the amount of writing that's on the page, so it's not that impressive, but it was fun. I read until my brain felt just like completely fried, and then I decided to stop. So there's that. Oh my gosh, Kay. I have not read this one yet in English. This is Onyx Storm. So I thought it'd be interesting to read it in Russian, and it has like the black sprayed edges, which I think is so cool. But it's called Onyxovoy Storm. Onyx Storm. I'm really excited about that one. That one's very heavy. That I'm gonna have to like definitely put in the work to get it home, but it'll be worth it. Okay, and then, oh my god, when I saw this, I've been wanting to read this one in English, and maybe I'll just read it in Russian first, and then I'll read it in English. So this one's Phantasma, very similar in Russian. I love the aesthetic of this book, just like the vibe of it, and then also the story sounds really interesting. So very excited. Look at all the Russian. Ugh. I seriously, like, that was such a like trip highlight. Also, when I walked in, like the first thing that clued me in that it was like an only Russian bookstore besides all the books being in Russian, which I hadn't noticed yet. I walk in and the guy goes, "Здравствуйте." And I was like, "Здравствуйте." I'm like, oh, I wonder, like, does he think I'm Russian or something? Like, And I start looking around and I'm like, oh my god, it's a Russian bookstore. They're probably only expecting like Russian people to come to the Russian bookstore. Anyway, but I was able to like not use any English in the store and just do Russian with him, which was also really cool. There weren't a ton of people to practice Russian with at the conference. That or I just like didn't meet them. But I am just like dying to practice more Russian. So I want to try, I want to try to get back on like my tutoring lessons. That was really helpful. And then I want to try to set up like a polyglot group in my community and just see if there's interest, and hopefully there will be somebody who speaks Russian, because that would be super cool. Anyway, last one. You ready for this? Midnight Sun. I haven't read this one in English either, which is surprising because I'm such a huge Twilight fan, but I'm thinking maybe this is the reason why I haven't read it yet, is because I was meant to read it in Russian first. So I'm really excited about this. Солнце полуночи. Полуночи. Yeah. This one is also very, very thick, very heavy, but it'll be worth it. So anyway, plans for the rest of the night. Eat my food. I'm gonna watch something and kind of like decompress. I don't know what I'm gonna watch yet, but I'm gonna watch something. In English, my brain probably needs a bit of a break. I keep trying. I'm like so motivated after that concert that I'm wanting to do like everything in a foreign language. But my brain, I can like feel, like I can feel it. Like it feels like I'm like trudging through sludge. So give myself a little break, get all nice and refreshed. And then when I get home, I can like pull out all that motivation and get studying. So yeah, watch something, do my suitcase Tetris, try to get everything to fit. Yeah, what else? Oh, I need to call my family, call my kids, my husband, and then I need to get some sleep. I am seriously so freaking tired. It hit me today. The bus ride over, I was like, oh my God, like I am so tired. And it's like, you know, when you're like so tired that it's like not just like tired physically, you're like tired mentally and emotionally. And if you're an introvert like me, then you'll understand why being at a conference for 5 days could be pretty draining. I mean, it's draining for anybody, but like, it was a lot of socializing. It was fun, but it was a lot of socializing. Okay, I need to eat. My food's probably getting cold. All right, next time I see you guys, I will be... I don't know, actually. I might talk to you guys in the morning. We'll see. Talk to you in the morning or when I get home. So, see you guys later. The time has come for me to go home, and I've had... I'm sad that it is time to leave, but at the same time, I'm also really excited to see my family, really happy to be home, kind of get back to my normal routine. I need to pack. We're going to see if I can get everything to fit. It's going to be a miracle if I can, but we'll see, and we're going to make sacrifices. And at the bottom of my list of sacrifices will be my Russian books, because there's no way that I'm not bringing those home with me. Okay, do you guys want to see outside my window today? Look how beautiful. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna miss waking up in Europe.
Connections to the following flights are short connection. Passengers traveling to Salt Lake City.
Thank you.
Please pay attention to every detail. And a very good afternoon, dear passengers.
One is pepper, the other is salt.
All right, I'm just about to leave my hotel. I'm gonna get on my bus and go home. I'm so excited to see my family. I've missed my kids and my husband so much, and all my other family that lives there too. So yeah, let's go.